Hey guys, have a third video. I just thought about it, and I was thinking about how there's all these people out there that are abused as children, whether physically, verbally, emotionally, or sexually, and they just feel too afraid to tell anyone, or go to a therapist for it. Well, I just wanted to let you know that I'm also a victim of child abuse. When it first started when I was 3, and it went up until my biological dad died. He'd sit there and both uh, sexually abuse me and hit me with a belt, and it depended on where it was. My brother gets in trouble, I get hit. I get in trouble, I get hit. And my father would sit there, and when I was really young, at one point he sat there and came in and started, while I was sleeping, and started taking my pants off and everything, and you know how that goes. But I woke up and I noticed that, and he was like, said something along the lines of, "Oh, I just need to take care of something." And I told him, "No, not tonight." So then he stopped, and he let me go back to sleep and went into his room, which, by the way, he was a severe alcoholic too. And we believe he was on drugs, and that may be why he did all that. But so he would do that constantly. Like, we'd be in Florida, and I just got out of the bath, and he would sit there and sexually abuse me after he got Anthony out of the room. Oh, well, my brother. And it was to the point where, when it first originally started, that I remember, he'd sit there and not tell me not to tell my brother. So whenever I'd come out of the room, and Anthony would always question it, and like one of the first times, he was grounded and wasn't allowed outside, and I told him, I lied to him and told him, Dad said it was okay for us to go outside now. And that went on, and apparently one of my mom's friends at the time found some of the signs of like rash and everything, so she told my mom, and apparently, supposedly I said Grandpa did it, even though I think I was just calling for Grandpa, like I wanted him there. So for the longest time they assumed it was my grandpa doing it. So they kicked him out of the house, which he paid for, by the way, and made it illegal for him to come live with us. But then we moved out of that state, so he came back to live with us, and he took care of us. He paid for just about everything. But again, I felt one day I walked into my aunt's room, and something made me think of just telling her. And so I told her the truth, that it was Dad who was doing it, and she was shocked, and she was like, I always believed it was your grandfather doing that, and that's why I didn't let you visit him once you moved in. So I was like, no, it was my dad. And so then she was like, oh. And it didn't seem like it surprised her too much, but so she started letting me see my grandpa again. And then I sat there and went into therapy and psychiatrist, and would sit there and explain it, but I never got too far because with my ADHD I'd get distracted, and at the time I was really uncomfortable talking about it, and it got to the point at one point that I was so upset about it, and I was holding it in so long I threatened to commit suicide. So I was put into the hospital, and instead of being put into a hospital in Connecticut, I guess they were all full, so I got sent to Four Winds. And I stayed there for like a month, and I got out on Valentine's Day. But it was really sweet because the students from my class actually sent me a letter with sweethearts attached to the back, sitting there saying, "We miss you. We hope you come back soon." So that's when I started going to therapy more, and they tried getting it out of me more. But up until my current therapist, I'd sit there and explain it, but I wouldn't talk about it. I mean, I still don't talk about it too much, but I will bring it up, so I'm making a lot more progress than with my other therapist. And so, I just want to let you guys know that you're not alone with all this cause, and I understand the pain you're going through, and sometimes it's a lot harder to go through and a lot harder to handle, especially if you don't tell anyone. But again, you're not alone, and no, I know child abuse is not okay. I don't see why people go out and do it, but they continue to do it, and it's probably never going to completely stop. But if you ever need anyone to talk to, you can find me on Facebook underneath under a name. I'll just give you Ashley P, and again, you can talk to me on there if you find me, and just, I understand your pain, and it's definitely not okay, but just, it's okay to talk about it, and it's easier, I mean, I can't say easier, but it helps when you start talking about it, but do not hold it in, and do not, I just cannot talk about it completely all at once, so just find someone you really trust and feel comfortable with to talk to, and just tell them, and make sure it's confidential and they won't tell anyone. So, if you ever need help, you can message me on here, on Google+, wherever, and I'll help you through it. But to those people who just sit there and try to get attention by faking like they have been abused as a child, and I'm not saying all of you do it, but I know quite a few people personally that have done it just to get everyone's sympathy. But do not fake like you've been abused as a child. This is a serious thing and should not be joked about. But I just normally don't talk about it, but I thought you all should know. Love you guys. Bye.